Hey guys, I'm back here with a video for you this week. Sorry for this is the This Week in Wrestling for this week, but it's gonna be from the past 3 weeks because I don't do This Week in Wrestling on pay-per-view weeks, and I missed last week. Sorry for about missing last week. It's just I was busy last Friday, and I really didn't have enough time to do this video for you guys. But I'm gonna be here right now with you guys for however long this video takes to discuss the big news from the past 3 weeks. So first, going to start off with, because it's going to date all the way back to Fastlane. Major WrestleMania title implications and title matches have been announced. WrestleMania match, we've had Fastlane. We had Goldberg win the Universal title. That's pretty much it, title change wise. Austin Aries has been officially cleared to return to the ring and has his WrestleMania match set. He will face Neville at WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight title. We have Roman Reigns facing The Undertaker. AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon after AJ brutally assaulted Shane, throwing him through a car window. We have officially The Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella. We had the women's title match. It's a triple threat. Sasha, Charlotte, and Bayley for the women's title. Rumors going around that maybe Nia Jax and Dana Brooke will find their way into the title match. I'll be fine with Nia. Keep Dana away. Keep Dana out of the title picture. He doesn't belong in a title picture. Doesn't even belong in a WWE picture. Other WrestleMania matches. Looks like we're going to have Corbin and Ambrose announced. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal people have already been starting announcing themselves for it. We have Big Show who announced himself. I believe Mojo Rawley and Apollo Crews. I don't remember anyone else from Raw, I think. Sad news for one of the Raw superstars, Rusev. He's currently going to miss time due to shoulder surgery, so he's going to miss, I believe, at least a few months, so he will not be at WrestleMania. So handsome Rusev is off TV for a while. Also noted from this past week on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan fired AJ Styles after his assault on Shane McMahon, but then Shane would come out and say that AJ doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania. He does now, meaning himself. So how's it gonna work? AJ is technically no longer on the SmackDown roster. This is due to reports that Vince McMahon wants to move AJ to Raw, move the New Day to SmackDown, and possibly Roman Reigns to SmackDown in the up and coming draft, which I believe is the Raw after Mania or the week after something. It's around that time period. So it's pretty much immediately after Mania. So yeah. Next up we have this is going back 3 weeks. The Hardys left TNA. Impact Wrestling has lost a number of the stars that they had when the new regime took over, including the Hardys, the Broken Hardys, Drew Galloway, and Jade and Maria and Mike Bennett. The Hardys, they went to Ring of Honor. Rumors was they had signed a short-term deal, then they had signed a long-term deal. They won the tag team titles. They won the Ring of Honor and the Super Kick Party tag team titles to have them both defended at the April 1st Supercard event, where it will be defended in a ladder match. As Matt Hardy said, we will give you spot monkeys what you want. So yeah, it also looks as if, but then Jeff Hardy Brother Nero recently came out and said that the Hardys have indeed signed a short-term deal, so a return for WrestleMania is possible. But I wouldn't expect them to return at WrestleMania. I'd expect them to return to Raw or SmackDown after. Looks like WWE's going the angle where they are going to get a new Raw general manager. Foley attacking Triple H, pretty much disrespecting Stephanie, putting the mandible claw on Triple H. Sacco! So it looks like they are going to eventually fire Foley maybe in the up and coming weeks to Mania, or there's only a couple weeks left until WrestleMania. So maybe the week before or next week. I wouldn't see them. Man, hell, maybe even the Monday after Foley will resign. Who knows? Also news out there. Apparently WWE is not very happy with Alexa Bliss's in-ring ability, because they say she has very little chemistry with anyone on the roster that's not named Becky Lynch. I can see why sometimes Alexa does seem that she doesn't have it, but she does have in-ring capability. She's had great matches with Bayley at NXT. She's had fun matches with Becky. It depends on how much the match you could give her. The Mickie James match this past SmackDown, I believe, maybe was 10 minutes. plus a commercial break in between, so it wasn't really that long. I noticed since Alexa has come to SmackDown, she's had shorter matches with the majority of the other female wrestlers, except Becky. So that's probably one of the reasons why you're giving her short matches. And of course, sometimes you can do great things in a short match. Like if you have a 5-minute, we've seen it in squash matches. 5-minute match, you just get clotheslined and the match is freaking over. So yeah. Also, news out there this is for Impact Wrestling news. We had two debut and a return. The big debut is Alberto El Patron has debuted in Impact Wrestling. He won because this is official from the TV tapings that have now officially played. He won the the TNA World Title because it's still the TNA World Title until they change that belt. But then on their YouTube channel, I believe they had a video where El Patron had to relinquish the title because he won it on the. I don't remember. I didn't watch the video, but the back took the politics took it from him. LAX returned last night to Impact. Conan and Homicide, two of their founded members, minus Hernandez, and they've returned with 3 others whose names I do not know. Don't get mad at me. Okay, so now that's pretty much it for the Impact news. Hall of Fame news. We have Beth Phoenix has been announced for the Hall of Fame. I believe she's probably the final wrestler to go in. They announced the person for the Warrior Award. I'm sorry, I just don't remember his name. He's the guy who got paralyzed in a football accident, I believe. Yeah, football accident. He was paralyzed from, I believe, neck down. And I believe he's a motivational speaker or something. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Also, now we're gonna go into some of the ROH news. ROH had an event. These couple events the past few weeks. The one where the Hardys debuted also had Bully Ray debut at it. Surprising. Bully Ray later going to reveal that his Bully Ray character was this close to debuting in WWE, but they scrapped it just to bring back the Dudleys. It's kind of sad. I would have hoped to see Bully in WWE. He could have been a top heel. Could probably still be a top heel right now. He could have probably still been he could have been a top heel now. He probably would have been best off on SmackDown. Just due to the fact that the main event scene isn't as much. The main event scene is so heel heavy on SmackDown, especially with Cena supposed to be leaving WWE after Mania, pretty much that Monday after he's gone. Jericho's to be leaving, but he's supposed to actually leave in May. Fozzy is once again touring, so we're probably gonna get 1 more month of Jericho. And big news is this past Monday night on Raw, the list returned. He put their interview guy for Raw on the list because he said he didn't know what his name was, and his name was supposed to be Tom Phillips. Also noteworthy from Ring of Honor news, Christopher Daniels has won the Ring of Honor World Title, beating Adam Cole for the first time in his career. Christopher Daniels has won a major world title. I believe the man has been around it for almost 20 years, and he's finally won his first world title. So congratulations to Christopher Daniels. He's always one of my favorites from TNA. TNA. He was always one of my favorites. I love the matches he had with Joe, AJ, tag team matches with AJ. He was just he's still today one of the best wrestlers in the world today. So congratulations to the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. That's right, I still remember the Fallen Angel. Other news out there, apparently TNA has been warning companies, other wrestling companies, whoever shows the Broken Hardys on TV. But now they have a thing where they're going to allow them, like WWE or Ring of Honor, whoever show the Broken Hardys on TV, on live TV, but they have to pay Impact Wrestling royalties that they make off of the Broken Hardys. Apparently Impact Wrestling is trying to make sure the Broken Hardys are not used at anywhere that's pretty much mainstream, so pretty much trying to avoid them going to WWE because they're kind of being used in Ring of Honor, but not at the same time. The Hardys seem a little toned down in Ring of Honor. Okay, so Jeff Hardy came out in a recent interview and said that he has confirmed that the Hardys have signed a short-term deal, which probably means it's up to the Supercard event, maybe, which is April 1st, which is the Saturday before WrestleMania. So hopefully we can see the Hardys return. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think so. At Mania, probably Raw, SmackDown. They'll appear at one of them, or if they're separated, they'll appear on both. Apparently, WWE is willing to sign Jeff Hardy and give him a big babyface push into the title picture. But I believe Jeff at this point does not want to leave Matt. And Jeff did admit he does want at least one more run with the WWE title. I mean, his first WWE title run was maybe a month. He won at the Armageddon 08 and then lost at the Rumble 09. So pretty much a month. Other news, Adam Rose has announced that he's going to retire from wrestling this year. Goodbye, Adam Rose, I guess. His gimmick, really, I kind of wish they would have came back as Leo Kruger. I kind of liked the Leo Kruger gimmick, but then Adam Rose was over for a while in NXT, but when he came up to the main roster, it just died. It was over for like maybe a week or two, and then it just died out. Because Adam Rose was someone who was being given a big push. He wasn't losing as much. And then it was slowly turning him heel when with the gimmick. It just didn't work out. Said Rusev is going to have surgery. He's going to had it. Looks like his wife Lana is going to go down to NXT and wrestle in some NXT shows. So it looks like Lana's finally going to start getting back in the ring. Last time she was in the ring for the WWE main roster was back at WrestleMania 32 last year. Other notes. She also wrestled at a couple NXT live events, I believe. Yeah. Other notes out there. Oh yeah, also announced the person who will be inducting Kurt Angle into the Hall of Fame, and it is John Cena. So you all know John Cena had his debut match against Kurt Angle. Probably one of the best debuts in WWE. The debut of the biggest moneymaker. Well, Austin's the biggest moneymaker. Vince, in his eyes, his biggest moneymaker. That's pretty much it for the 3 weeks, besides all the WrestleMania stuff. I will have a WrestleMania predictions and a NXT TakeOver Orlando predictions. Oh, speaking of NXT, Nakamura seems as if his main roster call-up is pretty much official, just no one knows where he's going. There's apparently a tug-of-war going backstage between Vince and Triple H. Triple H wants him on SmackDown, where he has more control and can have more control over Nakamura. Vince wants him on Raw, where Vince, of course, has more control, and the fact apparently Vince is high on Nakamura, which means he sees a lot of potential in Nakamura, which kind of surprising because we all know how meek Mahan is. He wants him on Raw. Triple H wants him on SmackDown. There's apparently a tug of war going back and forth between them. Like what happened with Samoa Joe. Triple H wanted him on SmackDown. Vince wanted him on Raw. Eventually, obviously, Vince won. Which will kind of explain why Triple H worked out this little thing where looks like he's creating a new faction involving Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens and someone else, possibly Pete Dunne. Because I guess his way of having more control over Joe than Vince by having a group with him. So I'm guessing that's why Triple H eventually decided to make this little faction. So as I was saying, I will have a WrestleMania prediction show. I'll also have a NXT TakeOver Orlando show. That's probably won't be until the week of until the week of Mania in Orlando, because just to make sure that the final cards are all set. Because as we all know, WrestleMania, there's still things in flux like Seth Rollins and Triple H, the women's title. So you have to give it another week or two. NXT Orlando is pretty much all set, but I'll save that for the same day of WrestleMania, the WrestleMania predictions. I will be back this week with This Week in Wrestling. I'm going to be back full next week. So until the week of Mania, that stops that week, and then I'll be back fully again. It's just I missed last week because I was busy, so sorry for missing last week. So, yep. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.